We're road tripping Eastern Europe for 30 days, driving over 4,000 miles to see the best the Balkans has to offer. So let's get on with today's video. So this is where we stayed last night, literally in the middle of nowhere in this little country lane, which has been quite good to be fair because it was quiet most of the night. We have had some cars going past the past hour. It's 7:30 now. But for most of the night it's been quiet and we've not been disturbed at all. We need to pack up the caravan now and get going to our first place this morning. We've now come to the place that the guy at the campsite recommended to us. It is the Etar museum, which is a full village sized museum. It's how they used to live back in the 19th century here in Bulgaria, using water mills and water power to power the village. This village is less of a museum and more of a reenactment of how the village used to run, as a lot of the shops are still active today. You have places like the blacksmith still making knives, which you can buy. You have a bakery and sweet shop, I think, where you can buy products from. There are also over 50 buildings in this village, so there's plenty of things to see whilst you're here. You can even book classes to learn how to do some traditional craft work. However, this does need to be booked a week in advance, which is why we're not doing any right now. The clothes that they wore behind me, and they look alright to be honest, but what is standing out to me is where the baby slept. That looks so comfy, being in a little hammock. The hammocks are so comfy anyway as they are. One of the impressive things about these buildings is how they're still standing 200 years later. I always find that mad with old buildings is that they're built so much better than today, with modern new builds not really being built to last over 100 years. Also, water mills are very interesting coming from an engineering background. It's just the prehistoric version of the modern motor. You use a river going downstream and use the gravity and the weight of the water to hit a wheel and turn the wheel, and you could use that to turn things, to grind flour up. And these have existed for thousands of years, all the way back to the Romans and Greeks, and probably even before then. But of course now they're being replaced with the motor, which burns petrol and then it turns into a gas, which then turns a turbine. They even use water wheels to cut logs by forcing the water through a pyramid shaped box that would put a lot of pressure onto the wheel. The wheel would turn and it would turn like a gear, and the gear would be connected to the saw, which would bounce up and down, and they'd be able to cut the logs in half. I find this so crazy how ingenuitive humans are, that we're able to harness the power of the world and use it to power things for ourselves, and we haven't even scraped the surface of what's possible, because we'll eventually be able to harness the full power of our galaxy, and maybe even the universe, but I doubt that's possible. But our solar system, our sun, our galaxy, that's definitely possible at some stage. But it was so peaceful living in a village like this 200 years ago. Everyone knew each other, it was quiet, probably not a lot of trouble. You were skilled in the profession that you were doing, and you didn't really have much to worry about. We've finished in the ethno village now, and we've got one more stop before we head to the border of Serbia. Our final point of interest in Bulgaria before we head to the border is a massive communist building that was built right on top of that mountain there. This is one of the sickest buildings I've ever been to. Just look at it behind me, like a spaceship. It is huge, built on this mountain with this incredible view overlooking the Bulgarian countryside. What do you think, Jack? Apparently on the inside, it's got mosaics on the inside, and it's meant to be really nice on the inside, like, but we're not really meant to go in. The Buzludzha started construction in 1974 and wasn't complete until 1981, but the communist government here fell in 1989. This building behind us cost $35 million to build, and a lot of the locals in the area actually volunteered to help build this. That is part of the reason why it was free for everyone in the area and probably in the country to come and visit this building, because one, it used the tax money from the local people, well, from the Bulgarian people, and it also used a lot of the labour from the local people, who a lot volunteered for free just because they wanted to help the community. And look at it, look how amazing this is so cool. It's one of those things that are just so unnecessary to build, it's so wacky, but it's part of like the human, like a part of being human is having the imagination to just come up with ideas like this. Also, apparently when foreign diplomats used to come to Bulgaria, they used to be brought here as like a place to show off. There's absolutely no chance you can get in there, it's all barred up and locked. But another interesting fact about this building is that when they were building it, they had to level this mountain peak. So they had to use TNT to blow it up, and it knocked about 10 meters off the total height of the peak. The Buzludzha monument really is a testament to the weird and wonderful parts of the communist era throughout Europe. Because just look at this monument behind me. We've been driving for a few hours now, and we pulled over in a little just to make some food because we've not eaten since, I don't know, like 3 o'clock or something like that. We're on the way to the border of Serbia and we're about an hour away, but I'm going to show you our cooking setup. We've got Jack cutting all the veggies on the table. He's slacking, just watching TikTok.
It's done.
And then we've got a little fryer here, frying some nuggets. We're gonna be having some wraps, I think, some like spicy wraps. So I'll show you what it's like when they're done, I guess, and then we'll head to the border. Here's the finished product. We've got 3 wraps each. They aren't very big, to be honest with you. Jack didn't really cut enough to fill them out. We were meant to have 2 left over, but they look good. I'll pick one up. Got no rice or anything in. They are a bit.
I don't need.
A bit thingy. A bit like empty on the inside, but I'm sure they'll be good. We made it to the border and it's actually very busy. The guy told us to always cross at night because in the day it is extremely busy, and this is how busy it is now. The window's a little bit dirty, but it's proper busy, so I can't imagine how bad it is during the day. I reckon we'll be in this queue for about 10-15 minutes. This is wild. People are just getting out the cars and walking around. Like this guy here, he was driving with his door open before and there's like people in the middle there. People are just walking around everywhere. This guy's sorting his booth out whilst we're just queuing up waiting. This is mad. I've never been across a border in Europe before. I'm like a land border, so this is the first. In America, when we crossed into Canada, we literally went through like 5 minutes, didn't we, if that? Right. We finally made it into Serbia. It's like 1:30 our time now, like the time in Bulgaria, but 12:30 in Serbia. We're absolutely shattered and we've been driving for ages trying to find somewhere to park up. We've literally parked up on the side of the road. So this is where I'm going to end this video because we've made it into Serbia. I hope you enjoyed the Bulgaria video. Make sure you like it and subscribe if you're not already. And as always, keep exploring.